Recorded.
Time really passes fast, but he has made an impression on my life. So has he and his family, his children, just the way he loves on them. And that is what family is all about. And he shares his knowledge, his motivation. He is wanted all over the world. And he tends to spend his time with us, pouring into us on Wednesday mornings and throughout the week. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Coach Dan. Coach Dan, are you out there? You can take it away. Now, are you playing with me this morning, Coach Dan? Let me
No,
see.
I just didn't
I
hit
know
the
you like
star
to do
start
that. Yeah,
button.
you do. You do. You do. You like to do that.
No, no, no. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. It's such a wonderful opportunity to be with you on this week. I will say this, so I won't forget, Miss Phyllis. Next week, I'm traveling to Africa, and I'll be in Africa for 6 days, speaking four of the 6 days. Um, and so I won't be on next week. Y'all be praying for me as I travel. But I am so excited about just the opportunity, as you said, to share, to impart, to give some level of deference to what it is that you all are doing as you seek to build your organization, build your team, and as you seek to really just um, to become that which you desire to be. One of the things that I am learning about growth is that um, whenever there's a posture or a position for growth, there also must have to be some pruning. Let me say that again. As you are building your business, as you're building your team, as you're building your organization, as you're building relationships, there also has to be um, an opportunity for pruning. There has to be an opportunity for purging. You have to give room um, for cutting some things off in order for other things to grow. Because the truth of the matter is that a lot of times we get so consumed on trying to make something work that is not working that we lose sight of we lose sight of the growing process, not understanding that this moment or what this thing that I'm doing, this thing that I'm trying, this thing that I'm seeking to accomplish, it's not working like this. And so we push and we push and we push and we push, we pull and we pull and we pull and we pull. And no matter, it seems like no matter how much we push, no matter how much we pull, it's still not working. And now, guess what? You have exhausted yourself on what doesn't work and have lost sight of spending time on what is working. Okay, okay, maybe am I the only one on the line? Because it could just be me. I have multiple businesses, and there are moments where I found myself working tirelessly with an individual, trying to get them to work, trying to get them. I hired them. I put them on the team. I really believed in them. I want them to do well or whatever the case may be. But every time it's time for me to write the check, I am grudgingly writing the check because when I look at their productivity, I am not seeing them be productive in what I've hired them to do. So, however, instead of me just cutting the loss so that I could move on, move my time on, move my energy on, are you seeing what I'm saying? Move my efforts on. I stay with it, holding on to the hope that one day it will get better. They will get better. And the truth of the matter is, I know in my heart, history has told us that this is not going to work. But I'm still paying checks. I'm still spending time. And as a result, I am hindering my own growth. So I want you to begin to look at what you're doing that you've been consistently doing that's not working. I want you to look at who you've been pulling and you've been consistently pulling and they're not working. I want you to evaluate whether or not you are reaching the goals that you are desiring to reach, doing what you're doing the way that you're doing it. And if the answer is no, then what you're going to have to do is do another strategy. You're going to have to begin to look at another way. Because as I've been on these coaching calls, what I'm realizing is that each one of you have a different type of gift and a different type of setting, and I knew that allows you to be successful in this business. We give you the tools, but you have to know which tool to use in order to get the job done for you. We give you tools on how to recruit. We give you tools on how to sell your product. We give you tools on how to introduce our experience to your network. But you have to determine which tools that you have in your toolbox that's best suited for you to get some things done. I'll give you an example. Many of you know that I am a real estate developer, and we redevelop homes and things of that nature. And one of the things I found out is that every carpenter, while they all have the same goal or the same outcome, or desire the same goal and outcome in the finishing process, but each one of them may have a different strategy to get there. And their strategy, they believe, is the best strategy for them, or they think it's the best strategy, period, because it's the best strategy for them. Some people take longer to get the same result because they use a different strategy. They use a different tool. They eventually get there, they get to the finished product, but it may take longer. It may cost more because of the tools that they've chosen to use that they're most comfortable with to get the desired result. And so as we talk today, I really want you, and as you continue to push and as you continue to thrive, what I want you to do is evaluate the tools that's in your toolbox that we've given you and evaluate which tools is best suited for you to build with in your organization. Now, that's point one. Point two is that you may, in the building process, again, what I'm sharing today is coming from some of my private coaching sessions that I've had with some of you as it pertains to building your business, opportunities that you need to overcome. Here's the other thing. The other thing is this. There may be things that you need assistance with. Like, for example, we're removing and replacing windows at a property this morning. We just had a new hire. We did a skill assessment, and I just took a stab at it, and I said to him, hey, do you know how to replace windows? And his response was, I've never done it, but I can do it. And my response was, while I appreciate that, we don't want you to practice on a job. However, I will train you. And so I want you to show up to this project today, and we have what we call training pay. And today you will get paid to train on how to replace windows so that you can learn how to do it. What's my point? My point is there may be some things in order for your business to be built properly, in order for you to get to the next level, in order for you to advance, there may be some things that need to be done that you are not necessarily skillful in doing. So what you have to do is two things. Number one, call a friend. And we call it third-party calling. So we have tools in the toolbox to help you become successful. Number one, you can do a third-party call, third-party codes. Number two, before I committed solely to Wakana, I would actually get paid. Teams will pay me to come in and just do their presentations because they felt like they were not good presenters. So number two, maybe you bring the people in the room, but you identify the best presenter on your team and you utilize them. So on this particular job that we're doing this morning, the truth of the matter is I have one guy that's coming that's exclusively going to pop those windows out and that's going to put the butt frame and put the windows back in. But then I have another guy that's more skillful in capping windows, and he's going to come and cap the window. And then I have a finisher that's going to come and do all of the caulking and all of those things. What am I saying? I have a team that's going to help to accomplish the goal. As leaders, you must understand the personnel that's on your team. You must understand the personnel that's on your team and know what their strengths are, know what their weaknesses are, so that you can know where there's areas of growth that need to take place so that you can help not only yourself, but help your team become better. So if you know you're not the greatest presenter, then you bring a team. You pull somebody from your team that like to talk. You pull somebody from your team that's not afraid to get up and open up their mouth. You pull somebody from your team that has charisma, always making people laugh. That's the person you pull. That's the person you put in front. And as you work as a team and as you work to help, to help your team produce, then what you're going to see is that you're going to ultimately become productive. So you have to evaluate what's in your toolbox. And you have to know when to hold them or when to fold them. And I think sometimes and folding them doesn't mean a total abandonment. Folding them means now may not be the time. Folding them means today just may not be the day. And as a result of that, you'll begin to see yourself grow. Also, you have to look. Some of us that's on this line, we have, I'm gonna put air quotes, a lot going on. So we're not able to really commit to the commitment that we committed to in order for that commitment to be productive. You have to evaluate what's stealing your time and killing your productivity. You have to evaluate. You got to put your efforts and your energy into, if you're going to build this business, you're going to have to be willing to lose a little to gain a lot. What are you talking about, Coach Dan? I'm going to give you this, and then I'm going to get ready to go. And I'll just be fully transparent. One of the toughest people, my toughest student on the planet to coach is my wife. She's the toughest. I've never had a student that is as tough. Matter of fact, when I look at my tools case and I realize I'm not as effective coaching her, I call on Phyllis. Phyllis, I need you to help coach my wife. Because it just doesn't, I'll leave it there. But one of the things I was sharing with her, my wife has been practicing family medicine for over 20 years. You may have heard the story. She was first my primary care physician before she became my wife. Don't ask no questions. And so she opened up a holistic health clinic. And she's only in the office 2 days a week right now by appointment only. Part of her challenge is she's been working at a clinic in the hood, which is what her passion is, helping the underserved for about 8-9 years. And she's been doing home visits for patients the other days for probably, who knows, about 10-12 years. I said to her, if she wants her practice to grow, she has to be willing to let something go. And her response was, but if I let this go, I lose that income. And I have to wait to build this income. My response to her was, if you don't let this go, if you're not willing to lose this income, which does not meet where your desired income is, then your business will never reach the goal that it has the potential to reach because you are an absentee owner. And so we sat and we're meeting, discussing a strategy where me as her husband can help relieve some of the pressure because she's an independent woman. She likes to make her money. We don't need her money. She just likes to make her own, and I get it. So that she will be able to focus on building her business. And that's what you have to do. If you're in Akana as your get out of jail free card, if you're in Akana as your ticket to financial freedom, then you got to look at some of the other small things that you may do to get by, to see if it's necessary to sacrifice in time so that you could commit that time to this so that you can build. Because some of the issue is not that the strategies don't work. You're just not putting enough time in to work it. I met with someone and we went over their closing ratio, and the closing ratio was decent. The problem was they wasn't putting in enough time to talk to enough people to even get there. You will not get there. This game is about numbers. And if you don't put in the work to get the numbers, then you won't see the close to get the dollars. And so as I leave you, because it's time to go, I hope that this gave you something to think about. Because I could come, I'll come. I give you strategy to build specific training or what have you, but certain things about there's a psychology of doing business. You can have the gifts. Matter of fact, every person that works for me in my construction company, every single one of them, as it pertains to carpentry, is better than me. But they all work for me because they don't understand the psychology of business. And so those are the things that I want to share with you today. I hope that this is going to give you something to think about as you critically analyze how you want to grow your business. And these few points that I gave, it is my desire that it gives you some tools to help you get there. All right, I'm going to put up notes. I'm going to put a stop right there, and I'm going to give it back to the warm and wonderful Miss Phyllis Nash.
I'm just sitting here taking all these notes. You dropped so many nuggets this morning, and I hope people got it, but I want you to know I got it, and I'm going to put it into practice. Understanding business, that's what it is about. When you're in this to make money, it is a business, and you have to give it the respect that a business calls for, because I can't imagine not on a daily basis taking care of any other business that I was in. But this business, it's like you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to look in the mirror and say, hey, if it's going to be, it's truly up to me. And you give us nuggets to work with and work anything and do anything that we need to do. So I really appreciate you. I thank you. And Aisha is going to be all right, because we getting ready to do great things. And I'm calling you as soon as I hang up. So answer that phone. With that being said, guys, go push. Go have an awesome day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Bye now.